Austin Horton, Peyton Freeman, Joseph Joyner, Jimmy Owens. This is going to be a good one, Tommy. Here we go.
Here we go off of turn 4, holding for that green flag. Green flag out. Here we go.
It's time to hunt the front at Senoia with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series and the Ultimate Super Late Models. We are green. Horton with the early advantage. 3 wide for the lead. Tommy Tedder.
Holy cow. Peyton Freeman to the outside. Jimmy Owens going to go in the middle there. As you said, 3 wide again. Joseph Joyner down to the inside.
Joyner wants second from Horton. Jimmy Owens, he is trying to find a way around. They are 3 wide for second. Off of turn number 2, Peyton Freeman with the early race lead.
Peyton Freeman with about a 3-car length advantage as they roll through. Jimmy Owens tagged the wall right there in middle of turn 3. Allows Carson Ferguson to get right to his rear bumper.
If he didn't tag it, he came as close as you could without tagging it. I think he got a little bit of the outside retaining wall. Regardless, he had to check up, battle for second, Joyner on the bottom, pole starting, Horton on the outside.
Horton holds the spot and pulls about a 2-car length advantage as they roll back into turn 1. But Joyner, he's going to slide right up, and Owens is going to turn it left and go underneath him for the 3rd spot. Back to turn 3 and 4. A little bit of slide job there by Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy throws it in there, crossed him over, did Joyner. Joyner works back to the bottom. This racetrack track prep did good. Slide job up in front of Owens, crossover. Owens back to 3rd.
Holy cow, Travis, they got us what we were looking for.
It's good.
Off of 4, looks like Carson Ferguson there. He's trying the high side. He's going to dig it down to the inside, going to try to work underneath Joyner. Joyner working that top side and able to keep it revs up and get it to stick down the back straightaway.
Carson Ferguson started 7th. He's on the outside of Joseph Joyner. Wants the 4th position rather, as he rides 5th. The race leader, Peyton Freeman, starts to work into lap traffic down the back straightaway. Joyner slides up, or had to cross over as Ferguson slid up in front of him. We've got a good one in Senoia.
Sure do, and again, your leader, Peyton Freeman, out front. Driving into 1, he jumps up to the top side now. He had been working more towards the middle earlier, but Peyton Freeman top side as he begins to work that lap traffic. As he comes off of 4, he's got 1 directly in front of him. Where's he going to pick? He'll go to the top side again in turn 1 with Austin Horton following him up on the top side.
Peyton Freeman, your race leader. Austin Horton is 2nd. Jimmy Owens is 3rd. Carson Ferguson doing battle with Joseph Joyner running 4th and 5th. Trey Mills is 6th. Dalton Cook 7th. Ben Watkins 8th. Tyler Millwood 9th. And Dennis Hell rounding out your top 10.
And we are 9 laps in right now, going 50 for the $10,000 here at Senoia. Watching Freeman as he works it back with about a 4-car length advantage down the front straightaway, and he is ripping them off lap by lap and starting to pick through the tail end of the field and working his way through them pretty quickly, Trav.
As long as those lap cars are lined up on the bottom, these guys have no choice but to go to the outside. It was 1.3 seconds, the distance from Peyton Freeman to Austin Horton on the last lap. It's down to 9/10 of a second, just under a second is the race lead for Peyton Freeman, Austin Horton, Jimmy Owens, your top 3.
And that is traffic. They're working it, and that's what your second place man always likes to see, the leader getting the traffic and try to work their way to it. Austin Horton got in a little bit of traffic there down the front straightaway himself, and Jimmy Owens trying to reel him back in. Peyton Freeman a little bit loose off of turn 1. He dives to the bottom of turn 3 and 4 this time, seeing maybe trying a different line now.
He went back to the bottom. Horton still on the outside. The lead is actually extended to 1.3 seconds. It didn't look like Freeman's car handled near as well on the bottom, but he's staying committed to the bottom. Now Horton drops to the bottom. There is nobody between your top 2. Lap traffic is cleared for now for your top 2 race leaders.
And they continue to work their way around Senoia Raceway, looking back through the field. Next in line for Peyton Freeman, trying to work underneath the 0-6.
Oh, here comes Jimmy Owens. Jimmy Owens to the outside. Is he going to get a run? Willie Milliken's in front of him. Oh, Owens trying to get around. He's caught Austin Horton for second, who's caught your race leader, Peyton Freeman. Your top 3. Oh, 1 car around turn 3 in front of the leaders. Oh, my goodness. Christian Thomas goes flying in there. And that will bring out our first Panama City Cycles caution flag for Sam Seawright spinning in turn 3, and Christian Thomas with nowhere to go just slams right into him.
Okay. All righty. Again, we'll try it again. Freeman out front.
Freeman led the most laps both races last weekend at Why Not with the Hunt the Front Tour. He's led them all thus far, but here comes Jimmy Owens.
Jimmy Owens from the inside slides to the outside. He's looking for the lead as they go down the back straightaway. Owens to the lead as they go into 3.
Peyton Freeman's going to fight hard on the bottom. Here comes Owens on the outside. Who's it going to be? Lead change on lap. Yes, 16 complete. Jimmy Owens, your new race leader.
Owens again off using the high side down the back straightaway now into 3 and brings it down to the bottom. Defensive move like you may have said, Travis. Peyton Freeman still hanging on to that second spot with Austin Horton in 3rd. Horton will go up to the top again and try to make something happen.
We talked about it earlier. He's ran 42 races this year and is yet to find victory lane. Jimmy Owens has the Kohler Motorsports, Capital Waste, Reese Monument Company, Tim Short Auto Group 20 car in the race lead. Battle for second with Freeman on the bottom, Horton on the outside, as they are not closing in on Jimmy Owens, but Jimmy Owens not pulling away.
Austin Horton right to the rear bumper of the 1 car of Freeman as they work into 3. And there is Carson Ferguson also. He is right there on the bumper. He's going to dig to the inside.
1 car around, turn number 4. Michael Page goes spinning. Uh-oh.
And never looks good when Michael Page is going the opposite direction.
Well,
had blue on it. That's about what
it had blue. Yep, it had blue.
I believe he may have misidentified
Yep.
the person that made a little contact with him.
As they are, you see it there again on the replay, and it just coming to green this time. I think everybody heard that. I think Rambo, there's no way Rambo didn't hear that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He didn't need the receiver there.
Coming back to green, we're in the next room, and we hear him telling Rambo that he needs to go back to the outside. Coming back to green, here we go. Horton now in second. Peyton's going to get the run. Peyton's going to pull alongside in turn 3. Jimmy Owens still leads here on lap number 20, this time by 30 laps remaining.
Owens has kind of modified his line. Look there, Travis. He's running more of the middle and sweeps it out towards the top in 1 and 2, and down here in 3 and 4. Again, more of the middle as he works his way around the speedway.
Jimmy Owens leads, Austin Horton second, Peyton Freeman, Joseph Joyner, Pearson, Lee Williams up to 5th, move Carson Ferguson back to 7th. Rock Hills, Ben Watkins is 8th, Tyler Millwood 9th, and Donald McIntosh sneaks into the top 10. And you've almost got put up into the outside wall by an unknowing Dalton Cook who didn't know he was there. Dalton knows he's there now. The battle for 9th is in turn 1.
As they roll through turn 1, a lot of the field to the bottom, but Millwood, McIntosh, and the 19 to Seawright up on the top side. Well, excuse me, that's Harrington. Harrington is now dives to the bottom in 3 and 4 as they come back past the start-finish line. Millwood in the 31 and Ferguson in the 93 also up on top.
Will Harrington started 21st. He's up to 11th. He's still got time, but it's going to be hard to get all the way to the front. Battle for 3rd. Side by side is Joseph Joyner on the bottom. Peyton Freeman up to the outside. You see the Freeman Plumbing Shelton Trucking F1 car. Power ahead of the Langenfelder Mechanical 10 car. Halfway down, halfway done for Jimmy Owens. Austin Horton in tow, and side by side still the battle for 3rd.
Travis, I believe Horton is reeling in Owens, reeling him back in pretty big that lap. Down to a car length now between the top 2. Austin Horton looking to the inside. Owens' car, don't know if he wants to be on the bottom and can't hold it there. This time he looks like he is, but Horton even lower and going to show him the nose as they come off of turn 2.
Horton wants him to be on the bottom because Horton is quicker. He's going to take a peek to the inside of the 4-time national champion. Couldn't make it stick. They're side by side still for 3rd. It's Joyner at the line that time over Freeman. Now here comes the outside challenge from Austin Horton for the race lead. Horton's going to give it a shot. He's going to see what he can find. That's the line he used to win the heat race. See if he can make up some ground on Jimmy Owens, your race leader.
Again, Horton jumps to the top side. We're going to stay with the leaders because this is the battle for the lead. Horton on the outside. Owens able to pull a car length that time through 1 and 2. Horton will jump down to the bottom of the speedway with Owens this lap.
You see it double boxed on your screen. The battle for the lead is on your left. Now the battle for fourth as Pearson Lee Williams has moved into the fourth position using the middle groove. He's side by side with Peyton Freeman. Meanwhile, it's Carson Ferguson and Ben Watkins. Oh, Wesley Page is chewing on his fingernails there as he's got two cars that he puts a lot of effort into in Carson Ferguson and Ben Watkins racing each other. The battle there is for the sixth position.
We'll stay with him. Ferguson works to the outside and gets back by Watkins and drives it down to the inside of turn 3 and 4 this time, trying to cover the position as they roll back down to turn 1. Ferguson again looks to the inside. He had been running primarily to the top side. Freeman now within just a car length. Ferguson looks to the inside one more time, Travis.
Yeah, so the battle for the lead currently is on the left side of your screen. That's Jimmy Owens and Austin Horton. Both these drivers forced to go to the outside as slower traffic is on the bottom. And don't look now, here comes Hunt, the front. Joseph Joyner is in third. He's going to reel in these top two as long as they have to go to the outside of the slower traffic.
Stay with your leaders. Again, Owens only a car length over Peyton Freeman. They are working traffic, so they're tiptoeing their way through, making sure that they can see clearly up ahead and know where to pick their spots. Picking the spot is the main deal when you're working the traffic. Try to pass somebody without losing a lot of momentum.
They'll complete 35 laps this time by. It's Jimmy Owens, your race leader. Austin Horton second. Joseph Joyner third. Pearson Lee Williams, Carson Ferguson, Peyton Freeman, Ben Watkins, Dalton Cook, Tyler Millwood, and Josh Putnam, your top 10.
Still watching your leader, Jimmy Owens, trying to work underneath Willie Milliken.
He definitely knows how to work through lap traffic. He's toured this all over this country for many, many years. He's a four-time national champion with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He knows how to get through traffic, but he's got the young gun, Austin Horton, right behind him as Peyton Freeman is unrelentless on the outside of the racetrack, trying his best to find something up top, as is Carson Ferguson.
And also watching Tyler Millwood. He was working the top side in turns 1 and 2. They're just really ramming right through turns 1 and 2 up there, trying to find a little bit more traction. What's something that the other guys don't have.
Carson Ferguson just took third from Joseph Joyner. Carson's found something on the outside. We got a car with a flat right rear slowing down the front straightaway, and the caution flag will come out. Will Rowland stopped here on the front straightaway. I don't know who that helps or who that hurts, but Carson Ferguson was coming there before that caution flag. Another Panama City Cycles caution flag flies on this feature event at lap 38. There will be indeed. Here we go. Lights are blinking. Lights go down. 12 laps to settle it. Green flag is in the air. Jimmy Owens and Carson Ferguson immediately to second. 3 wide for third. Hold on.
Millwood again, you see him in the screen. He's all the way up to the top of the raceway again, trying to pick up slot. Dalton Cook right up in front of him. Heavy traffic.
Oh, around goes Joyner in front of the field. In front of the field, around goes Joseph Joyner. That opens the door for Watkins. Pearson Lee says, y'all have at it. I'm out of here. We were talking about the battle of Cook and Millwood. They get off into turn number 3 and contact. There's the yellow. Yep. So 38 laps still scored. Green flag is out. Horton and Joyner go to the tail after all is said and done. We get everything sorted out, and now Jimmy Owens is going to have to hold off Carson Ferguson.
Ferguson using a slightly higher line. This time he'll go to the top of 3 and 4. Good battle out front. And they're 3 wide coming on. Oh, got one backwards there in turn 4, Travis.
Yep, the 32 of Glenn Morris goes around in turn number 4, going to bring out a caution and probably interrupt what was going to be a heck of a race for the lead down the back straightaway.
Jimmy Owens out front by himself, leading Ben Watkins now, and Carson Ferguson back to the green flag.
Green flag is back in the air. Carson Ferguson going to get his run here off into 1 and 2. Ferguson knows this is going to be the best opportunity, and caution flag is out.
Got the 2 car of Henderson.
And here we are on lap 39 coming to green.
Green flag out. Owens takes the field into turn 1. Tyler Millwood again up there in the rear. He is swinging that outside, trying to make it work. Watkins looks to the inside of Dalton Cook and Carson Ferguson. Pearson Lee Williams up to the second spot.
3 wide down the front straightaway. Ben Watkins, whoa! Carson tried to go to the bottom. Ben Watkins was there. They are side by side for the second position, as now Pearson Lee Williams has come all the way up from the 17th starting position, or 15th starting position rather, and now runs second. Tyler Millwood, did you see that?
There wasn't enough room to do that.
How did he do that? Oh, Dalton Cook gets contact from Ben Watkins. Everybody stays straight. We are clicking them up and clicking them down here side by side for second, Tommy.
Carson Ferguson underneath the 121 of Pearson Lee Williams. How about that? Tyler Mill? Oh, he just tagged the wall. Took a little speed off, but that's okay.
That's all right.
This time by Carson Ferguson at the line. He had about a half a car length over the 121 of Williams. Jimmy Owens saying, y'all do whatever you want back there. I'm going to check out on you.
Yeah, Tyler Millwood is committed to the top. He's been up there all race long. It's where he's staying. He's going to live or die with the outside of this racetrack. Jimmy Owens, Carson Ferguson, and Pearson Lee Williams are your top 3. They'll see 5 laps to go this time by.
Tyler Millwood just took over the 4th spot from Dalton Cook. Millwood, the car to watch right now. He's putting on a show.
Yeah, Millwood is putting on a show here for these fans. Ben Watkins, just an impressive run for him. I know he doesn't get over this way very much, and he's had a good run here, kind of the top of the Carolina contingent so far, if you exclude Carson Ferguson, who's liable to show up and race anywhere, so I don't know that you can call him a dedicated Carolina car, but Jimmy Owens, he may work into the back of lap traffic here with just a few laps remaining. 3 to go this time by.
It'll be just Willie Milliken's only car in front of him that I think he'll get to. But Owens with about a 7-car length advantage over Carson Ferguson with just 2 to go this time by.
Oh, 3 wide for third. Let's call it for third as Dalton Cook's on the bottom. Ben Watkins in the middle and Tyler Millwood's on the outside. Jimmy Owens, your race leader, works down the back straightaway. See the white flag this time by Tommy Tedder.
Owens, he'll bring them to the white flag, work them down the front straightaway. He's got Carson Ferguson in tow. Kind of clear laps and traffic in front of him. Willie Milliken to the outside of Owens. Milliken checks up, puts a blocker between him and Ferguson. Off of turn 4, it'll be Jimmy Owens picking up the win tonight at Senoia, followed by Carson Ferguson and Pearson Williams.
Victory lane with your race winner here at Senoia, Jimmy Owens. Jimmy, it took you 43 starts to get here in 2023, but I know it's got to finally feel good to get here.
It's good. You know, the team, they've worked their tails off. You know, Bobby Kohler and his whole family, they've given us everything we needed to do to get it done. And, you know, we've just been struggling. And, you know, these new tires and everything's kind of threw us for a loop and everything. But just take your old notebook, throw it away like everybody's saying. I'm like, surely this stuff will work. But, man, it's pretty crazy. It's like you learn how to race all over again. But, you know, my hat's off to my crew. They busted their tail. I want to thank Chris and Mark and Jeff and Kurt and all of them for, you know, just sticking around and having faith in us to get the job done. Got to thank my sponsors. Got to thank Kohler Motorsports, Red Line Oil, Reese Monument, Tim Short Automotive, Boom Test, Derek Ramirez and the bunch back out in Oklahoma. We'll run into them some sooner or later before the year's out and say hey. But, you know, without all those guys, we wouldn't be here today. And you just hats off, and you can't thank those guys enough.
Talk me through holding off those challenges, first from Horton, later from Carson Ferguson. Did you know how close they were? Did you know how hard they were going to try to get around you there?
Yeah, I could. You know, my guys were signaling me a little bit, and I didn't know where to go. We got the lead on the high side, and, man, the car felt really, really good in the middle, and I'm never really good at running the bottom. So when I got down there, felt like I was a snail going around through there, and I was like, man, it's got to be better. And then, or better up in the middle, and then we had that restart, and Ferguson blew by me on the high side, and luckily they spun out, and we got a caution back because he's probably going to go. And but out of that, I was able to open my corner entry up a little bit and roll the corner a lot better, and I think that helped us out.
What's those cautions like when they're just caution after caution and you're just trying to get that win? What are you thinking as we're riding around the racetrack there?
Well, just riding around the racetrack was just killer. I was wondering if I was going to have enough gas. I hope they're going to allow us a little extra fuel burn off. But, it's tough, I mean, people got to get in line, I guess.
Jimmy, congratulations. I know it feels good to be here at Victory Lane. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.